Aalborg is the fourth largest city in Denmark, with around 136,000 citizens. It is situated in northern Denmark at the narrowest point of the Limfjord, a long water canal that splits Jutland in two. The city is a cultural hub, which is evident in its museums, architectural marvels, art galleries, theatres, musical venues, festivals, and events like the Aalborg Carnival and the Aalborg International Film Festival. The old town of Aalborg is a great place to take a leisurely walk, explore its cobblestone streets, or have a drink. Aalborg Airport is just 7 kilometers northwest of the city center and is very well connected with public transport. Even though Denmark has been listed as one of the happiest nations in the world for the past 10 years according to some surveys, in my opinion, its water and amusement parks are home to the happiest families, and Jomfru Ane Gade, Virgin Anne Street, in Aalborg is where you will meet the most joyful singles and couples. Moreover, the great sounds, relaxing vibes, and lively atmosphere of this street have even reached the ears of the stifling bureaucratic administration in Brussels. A 2014 European Commission survey revealed that Aalborg residents are the most satisfied with their city in all of Europe. Take a close look at the smiling faces, postures, facial expressions, and gestures of some of the visitors who are on this joyous street as you watch this video. You will also notice other body language expressions, such as the hand or finger gesture used to convey their inner happiness. All of these are signs of acceptance, benevolent tolerance, and welcome to this kingdom of dance, fun, and flirting using various forms of non-verbal communication in this small-scale Hollywood manifestation. Due to the wave of storms accompanied by a strong wind that engulfed the whole of Denmark, this evening was not the best edition of the street, because many of its visitors were missing, especially those from the surrounding places. This further illustrates how the bright human side prevails in situations where there is enough space, such as when there are no crowds, allowing one to distinguish between trees in the forest and those outside of it. On the other hand, when people roll in a small, confined space, various types of antisocial behavior are encouraged or instigated, where not much care is paid to what the consequences are for others, even for themselves. This cobbled, pedestrianized strip, which is only around 150 meters long, has one of Denmark's highest concentration of bars, discothèques, nightclubs, and restaurants lining its both sides, but it is undoubtedly the most coziest one. Each club has its own music and main topics, and the entrance to most of them is free of charge, so you can just come in and decide whether you like it or not. Because of this, it is common here to go from one venue to another multiple times during a night out. When the weather is pleasant, the terraces with views of the cobbled street invite you to sit down and enjoy a reasonably priced meal or a cold beer. Although the atmosphere is more family-friendly during the day, this widely known street is not the best place for a quiet drink in the evening because of the much more festive and alcoholic atmosphere. It is also frequently overcrowded. Because of this, unlike in the past, where some of these venues were restaurants, they are now primarily bars and clubs, all competing for the same young audience. Especially on weekends, Jomfru Ane Gade's nightlife truly takes off, creating a bustling party atmosphere that attracts crowds of people looking for the exciting nightlife. The street is particularly busy on warm summer evenings. During the Aalborg Carnival at the end of May, concerts, stand-up comedy shows, and parades take place in this street. Attracting more than 100,000 visitors, this is the biggest carnival in Scandinavia, and one of the largest in Northern Europe. In summary, Jomfru Ane Gade, which the locals just call the street, is the place to go if you want to party until the wee hours of the morning, or if you want to feel the coziness of this street during the day. In my opinion, if you like such a lively party atmosphere, this short street stretching from Bispensgade to Strandvej is one of the best places in all of continental Europe to escape and meet beautiful and joyful people, aside from the top strips located on the Mediterranean coastline and islands. Especially from Thursday evening to Sunday morning, this Aalborg nightlife street is the ideal place to party until dawn. On other weekdays, bars are open until visitors arrive, all year round, so it is not open just during the busiest time of week or year. For this reason, Jomfru Ane Gade in Aalborg is also a great place to go if you are feeling festive and unsure of where to spend your vacation. With its immense appeal, Virgin Anne's Street is without a doubt one of the most well-known brands of Aalborg. As locals say, this is the street where the party is. Welcome to, and cheers. Virgin Anne's Street is named after Ane Madsdatter, Vifert, a former nun from Okloster by the Limfjord, who lived in the 16th century in a nearby street. The street has evolved from being a typical shopping street at the start of the 20th century, where craftsmen and merchants lived, into the bustling hospitality hub it is today. But in the middle of the 20th century, Jomfru Ane Gade lost its former splendor, and turned into a gloomy, depressing street with its dilapidated and abandoned houses. In spite of its somber exterior, Jørgen Steffensen saw business opportunities in this small street, in the heart of Aalborg. After his father's tavern, Hopet, had to close because of a road widening project, they decided to make true the dream of opening a disco. Shortly after, he acquired a cheap property at Jomfru Ane Gade 23. Here, he and his wife Greta opened Gaslight, the first disco on the street, on May 5, 1967. Jørgen and his wife Greta had already got the idea for Gaslight a few years earlier, when they had been on a bus holiday to northern Italy in 1962. In the town of Sanremo, they happened to pass by a disco that was full of young, well-dressed people. No orchestra could be seen, but they were dancing. Across the dancing floor, there was a man sitting behind a glass window playing gramophone records. This fascinating spectacle and the experience gained sparked the idea of opening a similar venue in Aalborg. The Gaslight quickly gained a reputation as the place to be, and the place where you could meet the cute girls, and the handsome men. To get into the disco, you had to dress nicely. Jørgen was overwhelmed by the success of this new venture. The long lines outside Gaslight and the high demand prompted Jørgen to start a new project. In 1968, together with Greta, he opened the Fyrtøyet venue. It was meant to serve as a waiting area for those who wanted to come in and dance at Gaslight. While waiting to enter, they could get a beer and a meatball at Fyrtøyet, the cigarette lighter. However, it quickly became apparent that the food sale was surprisingly good, and so Fyrtøyet ended up becoming a restaurant instead. Gradually, other restaurateurs began to move into this narrow street in an attempt to emulate Jørgen and profit from the clientele that Jørgen had already attracted. The restaurateurs restored the old, dilapidated buildings in Jomfru Ane Gade, and opened taverns, bars, restaurants and discos one after another. In 1973, Jomfru Ane Gade was made a pedestrian street, and the businesses that did not fit into the hospitality sector slowly disappeared. By the end of the 1970s, there were another 10 pubs and restaurants, and by 1992, there were 26. In short, Jomfru Ane Gade had become a party street. It is largely the merit of the family Steffensen that Jomfru Ane Gade was transformed into what is now a vibrant, joyous, and popular street. Gaslight, Furtoyet, and other once famous venues no longer exist today, except in the memories of their fans, but in their place, a sea of bars and discos have been refurbished and rebranded. Unlike in the 1960s, it requires a lot of money and work to start a new venue in Jomfru Ane Gade today. In addition to the fierce competition, operating a business on the street is very costly, and consequently, it is extremely challenging to remain in business. Therefore, it is not uncommon for a venue to exist for a brief period of time before it has to turn the key and shut down. However, the party that Jürgen started over 56 years ago is still going on, and there is no sign that the music will stop playing in the street, or the guests will stop to arrive. More than 20,000 students and other festive people in Aalborg and surrounding smaller towns are a reliable source of partygoers and party lovers. According to the Numbio's Cost of Living Index, Aalborg is the most affordable large city in Denmark. As a result of this, the money of its residents simply goes further. I used to go to the Gaslight every weekend when I was a student in Aalborg. This cozy disco, known for its upbeat and catchy music, was always packed with partygoers who danced and raved until dawn. It could be argued that I left multiple footprints of my feet on every stone of this cheerful cobbled street, which from time to time I re-imprint, deepening its hard and far more durable stones as silent witnesses to all the events both on the street and around it. This includes ongoing renovations, decorations, and renaming of venues on both sides of the street, as well as their dance floors, which serve as stages for expressing this important primordial body language. By the way, dancing is also a great way to relax and get rid of the accumulated emotional pressure and mental stress, as well. The only still standing venue from this era is the refurbished disco bar, Piano Trumpet, Girls and Trumpets. Jomfru Ane Gade is widely known both in Denmark and abroad today, and is one of Aalborg's biggest attractions that significantly contributes to marketing Aalborg as a tourist destination. Every year, thousands of tourists flock to this famous street to take part in its festivities and experience it firsthand. Additionally, the street is also a significant employer both directly and indirectly. Located in the heart of the city, Jomfru Ane Gade is also close to shopping areas and the main hotspots and attractions of Aalborg. Along the beautiful waterfront, which is 100 meters away, you will find all kinds of excellent restaurants offering dishes from the modern Danish kitchen, the Asian kitchen or the French cuisine. Danish cuisine is known for its simplicity, freshness, and quality of ingredients, which are used for its dishes. Around Ane Gade and the central part of the town, you will also find an abundance of cafeterias, pizzerias, kebab bars, traditional tavernas, and modern restaurants that offer a wide range of dishes to suit all tastes and budgets. From fresh seafood to mouth-watering meat dishes and vegetarian options, Aalborg has it all. Aalborg also provides all of the necessary tourist amenities and accommodations for all types of travelers, from those seeking luxury and elegance to those seeking unique boutique experiences or the seclusion of comfortable private apartments. I stayed at the Jomfru Ane Hotel due to its excellent location. This is the ideal place to stay, if you want to experience all the charms of this party street as soon as you leave the hotel. Thanks to its central location, everything else you need is also within a short walking distance. The Lulu nightclub is on the ground floor of this hotel. The hotel has 35 rooms. Each room has a private bathroom, a flat-screen TV, and a work desk. A breakfast buffet is served in its lounge. However, the most valuable asset of this hotel is its friendly and courteous staff. special thanks to the musician Luke Bergs and Company, whose tracks, Heaven, I Am Happy, and Burning in My Soul, were used as background music in this video. It's under the Creative Commons Attribution License, promoted by the website chosic.com. I hope you enjoyed this Jomfru Ane Gade documentary. The needs of blind, deaf, and dumb people, as well as those with vision or hearing impairments, have also been met. Thank you for watching it.